spirit of respect, reciprocity, and truth, we honor and acknowledge the Wilkinsis and the traditional Treaty 7 territory which we call home and oral practices of the Blackfoot Confederacy, Siksika, Kainai, Piikani, as well as the Kaihai, Dakota, and Tsuut'ina nations. We acknowledge that this territory is home to the Métis Nation of Alberta, Region 3 within the historical Northwest Métis homeland. Finally, we acknowledge all nations, Indigenous and non, who live, work, play, innovate, and build things on this land, and in doing so, honor and celebrate this territory. Launch Party is one of Calgary's largest startup focus showcases of the year and the signature event during Calgary's Innovation Week. Innovation Week provides great opportunities to learn, connect, and explore Calgary's innovation and tech ecosystem. This week is packed full of great virtual and in-person events and activities. Check them out by visiting startupcalgary.ca/Innovation Week. Tonight, we'll be highlighting some of Calgary's brightest early-stage startup founders. You'll have the opportunity to learn more about our 2021 Top 10 Launch Party companies and network with them at their booth, hear from Launch Party alumni, enjoy amazing performances, connect and network with others in the innovation community, and most of all, have a great time. If you've attended Launch Party events in the past, you might recognize my sweet ride. Tricycles have made an appearance at every single launch party, so in keeping with tradition, we brought them back again this year. So let me give you a quick tour of our virtual event platform tonight. We're currently in the main stage area where you can watch performances, enjoy panel discussions, and more. Check out the schedule to learn more about what's happening, and please share your comments in the chat. Let's do this. Tell us what you're most excited about tonight. Throw it into the chat. Navigate to the top 10 launch party startup booth area in the left event bar to learn more about them and connect with the founders and their teams live tonight. You are always able to jump over to the booths and network at any time throughout the evening. Last but not least, you can chat and connect with other founders, investors, and event attendees in the networking zone. I want to say a big thank you to our event sponsors for the support and contributions to making this event a success. To kick off the event, I'd like to welcome Terry Rock, President and CEO at Platform Calgary, to share a few words.
Thanks, Hafiz. Well, thank you all for joining us here live from the Platform Innovation Center. The Platform Calgary team is super excited to be opening this place to the public early in 2022. And right over there will be a front door to Calgary's innovation ecosystem. We couldn't be happier. Platform Calgary is laser focused on making Calgary a global hub for startups and innovation. We believe that an inclusive, tech-led approach to economic growth and diversification will unlock new avenues of prosperity for current and future Calgarians. Already one of the world's top 100 emerging innovation ecosystems, our goals are ambitious. Over the next 10 years, we want to see a 10x increase in the rate of startup creation and scaling to lead to the creation of over 30,000 new future-proof jobs. To make this vision a reality, we're opening the Platform Innovation Center, Calgary's home for innovators. With over 60 partner organizations already connected and aligned under one roof, that's 60 partners, we are collectively what our name suggests, a platform on which to build with an expansive, efficient, and well-resourced network of support at its foundation. Along with our partners, we offer innovators everything they need to get started and get growing: educational programming, community, advice, and a globally connected network of resources. At heart, we are trusted collaborators with our partners that work alongside us and are tireless champions for every innovator that walks through that door right over there. Aside from a record year for tech investment in Calgary, 3 global accelerators coming to Alberta, including the Alberta Pre-Accelerator that will be offered by Platform Calgary, Innovate Edmonton, and a raft of partners from across the province, and hundreds of founders participating in our programs. One of the most exciting bits of news from the past year was the fact that Startup Calgary and Platform Calgary joined forces. So, yes, the beating heart of this organization is Startup Calgary. Startup Calgary's focus on the grassroots, on community helping community, on inspiring people to take the leap into being a founder and supporting them while they're there, and on celebrating success and potential like tonight and this whole Innovation Week is a perfect match for the goals of Platform Calgary and the Platform Innovation Center. Stay tuned for much more from both of us. So when you walk in this door, there's going to be a special part of it. It's the Rainforest Social Contract. This is a set of 10 principles that help build an inclusive culture of innovation and entrepreneurship, championed by Rainforest Alberta. It is the software of a thriving innovation ecosystem, and if this building is our hardware, then the social contract is what makes it tick. I think of it as about building a high-velocity culture of generous connection. At Platform, we're going to start all of our gatherings with a reminder of one of the Rainforest principles. Today, appropriate to the event, I'm going to talk about role models. The social contract says, I will lead at times and follow at other times. Each person acts as a role model for everyone else. I will live these ideals and enforce them as a member of this community. Tonight, we don't have to look far for role models. Of course, we've got our 10 launch party startups. But how about our MC Hafiz, CEO and founder of Play City? Before Play City, Hafiz was involved with at least 2 other startups, and the guy's got side hustles coming out everywhere. He's unrelentingly positive. He's a grinder, and he's someone who never fails to get back to community. He's a worthy role model for all of us. Thanks for hosting tonight, Hafiz. Now in the chat, why don't you share the name of someone that you see as a role model? Inspire us. So congratulations to the Launch Party Top 10 Startups. We're excited to celebrate your success to date and learn more about how our whole community can help you take off like a rocket. 10 Adventures, Discovery DNA, Integrity Technology Solutions, Leveling Up, SOS Web AR, Spikefly Analytics, Trace Cost, Village Wealth, WordKit AI, Xeris, you are role models. You are why we get up every day to do this, and you are why we are building this place. So I'd now like to introduce, to take us into the next section, Alberta's Minister of Jobs, Economy and Innovation, the Honourable Doug Schweitzer, and her worship, Mayor of Calgary, Jody Gondek. Thanks.
Doug Schweitzer here. I'm the Minister of Jobs, Economy and Innovation. And what an exciting time to be in the tech space in Alberta. And I just want to give a huge shout out here to Startup Calgary with all the activity that we're seeing. And I'm a lawyer by background. So the tech and innovation space was new to me when I came into government, and I am so energized by what I'm seeing in this industry. When you take a look at where we were in 2018 in Alberta, just to give some context, in 2018, we had about 1,200 tech companies in Alberta, about $100 million went into venture capital that year. You fast forward now to 2020, we have over 3,000 tech companies in our province. About $455 million went into venture capital that year in 2020. And this year in 2021, it looks like we're going to be breaking records again when it comes to venture capital investment for the province of Alberta. And a big part of that, the majority of that activity is happening in the city of Calgary. It's encouraging to see. And the other thing that I'm finding really exciting is that I moved to Calgary in the mid 2000s, and you saw young entrepreneurs at that point in time, starting oilfield service companies or a junior energy company. But now in Alberta, you're seeing these young entrepreneurs starting up a fintech, and you're starting up a clean tech company. And it's just exciting to see that entrepreneurial spirit is alive and well, and they're winning and they're having success. You've got companies like Helsum, you've got Neo, you've got Cement, you've got all the Autobotics. You have so many exciting companies. And we got Benevity, it became a unicorn this year. We've got ShareWorks. All this activity that's happening in Alberta is just a huge credit to those entrepreneurs, the innovators that are there. And we're doing a few things on our end as well to help make sure that we can accelerate this and grow. We've done some partnerships recently with OSIF in Calgary to make sure we bring further accelerators to our province, to have major international ones, so that way we can access VC funds and customers around the world, speed up that growth, give the mentorship to those young companies that are growing and building in Alberta. And the other thing that's really exciting as well is that the narrative of Alberta is starting to hit all of Canada as well. Not only is the city of Calgary now sitting around, I think it's around 25, 26 North America wide for innovation cities. We've got Edmonton for the first time in the top 50 as well. It's an exciting time to see this. So we as a government, we've put an additional $175 million into the Alberta Enterprise Corporation, the fund of funds, to bring further venture capital into our province. We also put in place the Innovation Employment Grant, kind of a new version of SHRED, to cover up to 20% of early stage research and development. Plus with what I mentioned around the accelerators we have in Alberta, We also have the Jobs Now program to get unemployed Albertans back into workplace. Our Alberta 2030 strategy with advanced education. You're starting to see those micro-credentialing come through Bow Valley College, SAIT. We're working with the University of Calgary around its Quantum City strategy for quantum science. You've got the U of A with its artificial intelligence push. It's an exciting time to be in the innovation space and tech space in Alberta. Huge thank you to everybody involved with Startup Calgary, the Innovation Week that's going on. It's an exciting time. And if there's ever anything, reach out. We're here to help, support. We want you guys to be successful. Let's go make a whole bunch more unicorns, get lots of Albertans working and excited about the tech sector here in Alberta. And good luck to everybody in Calgary. Thanks so much.
I'm incredibly proud and excited to celebrate all the achievements of Calgary's tech entrepreneurs and founders from this past year. You have all raised the bar and pushed the industry to a new standard during one of our most tumultuous years in history. The downturn of one of our largest industries has posed both challenges and opportunities. As entrepreneurs, you've stepped up to the plate to drive our economy and prove that tech is more than just a sector, that it's table stakes for doing business. I have great admiration for entrepreneurs like you who lay it all on the table, who take risks to offer new services, solve complex problems, and provide new approaches to navigate the world. You've embraced change and tackled global challenges, and for that, you should both be celebrated and supported. Each and every one of you has been instrumental to our recovery and will be the key to rebuilding and rebranding our city into the future. Calgary can be electric again. We are innovators, we are entrepreneurs, we are visionaries, learners, and creators. We get things done. We need to keep building upon Calgary's successes by promoting local talent and stories like yours to the world. Your success has put Calgary on the map as a top destination for tech entrepreneurs to turn their ideas into leading-edge businesses. In particular, I believe your work will be critical in attracting and retaining the next generation who are looking for meaningful employment opportunities. I'm looking forward to working with you to amplify your message on a global stage and continue the success of our tech sector. Congratulations.
A big thank you to Minister Schweitzer and Mayor Gondek for their remarks today. It's great to have your support with positioning Calgary as an innovation hub on the global stage and helping more entrepreneurs launch and grow their businesses here in Calgary. If you're looking out at the Calgary skyline tonight, you might notice the TELUS Spark has been lit up in celebration of launch party. A big shout out and thank you to the TELUS Spark team. Up next, we have Justine Tyrell singing a song that's reflective of how I'm feeling. And no, it's not anxious, I've got CBD for that. Justine has earned nominations for Singer of the Year, Solo Artist of the Year, and Media Personality of the Year. Justine is also the official anthem singer for the Calgary Stampeders, opening each home game at McMahon Stadium.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to Launch Party. We are so excited to be here with you. My name is Justine Tyrell. This is Timothonius the First, and we're going to do a little music for you, and honestly, I think the song captures exactly how we feel. It's called Happy. Seem crazy what I'm about to say. It can be news so you can take a break. But I'm a hot air balloon, I can go to space with the air like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy, yeah. Because I'm happy, yeah. Because I'm happy, yeah. Because I'm happy, yeah. Go ahead. Come back news, ducking this and they, and give me all you got and don't hold it back. Well, I should probably warm you up just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why, because I'm happy. Because I'm happy. Because I'm happy. Because I'm happy. Bring me down, I care nothing. Bring me down, your love is too high. Bring me down, I care nothing. Bring me down, your love is too high. Bring me down, I care nothing. Bring me down, your love is too high. Bring me down, I care nothing. Bring me down, because I'm happy. Because I'm happy. Because I'm happy. Because I'm happy.
Thanks for coming. I'd like to welcome all of you to the Startup Calgary Launch Party panel. We'd like to get started off by asking each of our 4 panelists to introduce themselves.
I'm Hillary, and I'm the Director of People at Neo Financial. And Neo Financial is a rapidly growing Canadian fintech. So we have a headquarters in Calgary and in Winnipeg, and it's really exciting growth that we're going through right now. It's founded by the ex-Skip the Dishes founders, so this is their next venture. And we're scaling, and it's a just really exciting company that we're building.
I'm Daniel Ramon. I am a chef. I've been working in the restaurant industry for 15 years, the chef at Al Forno and co-founder of Conmi Taco.
Hi, I'm Lloyd Summers. I'm the technical co-founder at Red Iron Labs. Before that, I created about 200 mobile apps and games. And then we went on to creating a whole bunch of VR and AR simulations and experiences for companies all over North America.
Hi, I'm Adora Wofor, also known as Statuess. I'm a comedian, activist, and everyday Amazon goddess next door.
When you think about your experiences, what do you feel the differences are between innovation and creativity? And can you really have one without the other? Someone want to start?
Yeah, I think that creativity is more of like, here's an idea, here's a self-expression. I actually think that there's a lot of process in creativity. And innovation is the application of that creativity. But I also understand that you don't have any innovation without creativity. And creativity for sure is impacted by innovation and the things that you learn by applying your thoughts and self-expression.
Hillary, any thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that when I think of innovation, I think of building something from scratch. I think of building something that's never been done before. So in terms of the link to creativity, it's like, sure, there's creative thinking that's involved, but I know tons of people who are innovating things who wouldn't say they're creative. You know, right? And other people who see themselves as creative people, but wouldn't necessarily say they're innovating or building something brand new. So I think it's also how you define them.
So Daniel, like in your field, you know, being a chef, how does your creativity and your sort of affinity for tech actually combine?
Well, I feel like when it comes to kitchens and restaurants, tech is a lot about gadgets, right? So there has definitely been a lot of innovation in gadgets over the last 10 years, and I've been lucky enough to see it. And I think that there's a lot of creativity out there, and all these gadgets and all this innovation that has happened makes that creativity come to life a lot easier than if we didn't have it, right?
Right. And for Hillary, you know, being in a fintech company, how does creativity and tech savviness combine there?
Honestly, I think that you have to use your like I use my creativity every single day. Mainly because of the pace that we're moving and because we are creating this from scratch. So even in terms of, obviously I'm on the people side of the business, so anything to do with where are we going to find the talent and how are we going to find the talent and finding different ways to come up with strategies for that, and just looking at the talent in general, that's something where I find that every single day I'm having to use that.
Great. Lloyd, kept you for last this question only because you are deep into tech. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's really fascinating where we are because, especially being in Alberta, which has a very different perspective on tech and creativity in general, our studio is challenged with that all the time because they don't know what they want created. They know what the objective is, and so we have to develop a lot of that creativity with them to build that story, to build that narrative, to transform that industry. And like when we're working at Foothills Hospital, helping stroke patients learn to walk again, if we put them through the regular old therapy they're going to get every day, they're not going to do it. They're not going to learn anything new. But you throw a little bit of fun, a little bit of video games, some dinosaurs in there, and suddenly they're up there learning how to walk again while going through a dinosaur exhibit. Mm-hmm. And that creativity means that they're going to come back and do therapy every single day and not miss that therapy session. And it's little things like that that transform the way we're engaging technology. And I'm talking about everybody. And that's why I keep going back to that, like we're limited by our creativity, not by the technology. So
you raise a really good point about using tech from an engagement perspective. So with that, that's a great segue into a question I have for you, Adora, around how has tech and innovation improved your ability to engage audiences? And how has that influenced the creative process for you?
Right, so because I come from live performance, live stand-up comedy, it is definitely a different day since COVID has joined our world. And it has meant that I get to still practice and go into audiences and talk to people and make them laugh and feel something. It is a different type of feeling. I've had to build up a different skill personally, but also I noticed that there's different things that I can do with technology, and this is why I was like, I get to be creative because I see all these things here. I'm also an advocate and an activist, so it used to be that my voice was heard very loudly in Calgary, in Western Canada. Now it's all of Canada and worldwide. So quite frankly, I love that people are creating tech to make it so that I can change how people express themselves, what they think about, what they want to do, and empower them just because I pushed a button and showed up in my house, sometimes with my bonnet on.
What were your biggest successes and challenges in adapting?
I feel like all this tech has made it so easy. Like, again, you can create a company within a week and be on Shopify within a few hours, which all these tools and all this tech has allowed us to do, right? As far as challenges, I think that relates more to the gadgets and the tech that we use in the kitchens, and I feel like now new people who come in the industry are so used to having that tech available that they don't know how to do it without that tech or without those gadgets, and then if the gadget breaks, then what, right? Because it's something, cooking is something that's been done for centuries, right? And it has been done and achieved without those gadgets, but now we have them available, so it makes everything easier. But I feel like those young cooks should be learning how to do everything without that tech, right? Because again, if it breaks down, you're screwed. And then as a manager, I feel like tech really helps me manage the business properly. So we have apps that we use to look at data that 5-10 years ago we didn't have, and we can make everything so much more efficient. And I do my scheduling online, and all my team gets a notification on their phones of their shifts. And before it used to be Excel, and we used to print it and post it on the wall, and that was that, right? Whereas now, somebody wants a day off, they go on their phone, they put it on, and I get a notification on my computer, and it's great. And then, again, you look at data, and you look at your strong hours, your weak hours, your strong sellers, and and you can really adapt and adjust. So it's definitely helped.
So on that theme of sort of change, Lloyd, I've got a direct question for you. You co-founded Red Iron Labs. You've been part of the tech sector for a long, well, you talked about coding your 3D engine back in 1990, so you've been around for a while. Do you have any thoughts about your experiences when the sector started in Calgary and what you see for Calgary going forward?
Yeah, and it's fascinating because Calgary's in an interesting position. We're in a very unstable environment. We know that oil and gas is changing. We know all of the industries the city's relied on are changing, and we need to change with it. And we've seen that in the tech industry. When we founded Red Iron, there was 2 other VR studios, 1 other game studio, and now I could probably count 30. And I think that things like the innovation platforms, all of the thousands of people actually in Calgary that are trying to build tech and trying to build a tech-friendly or tech-centric environment, allowing people to come in and build their studios is really quite important. And I think that Calgary's in an interesting pivotal point of that, where they've put a lot of people putting their time and effort into it. So, yeah.
Excellent. Is there something that you've seen, because you've all seen a lot of different things both in your industries and in your personal lives, where you said, "Gee, I wish I thought of that." Daniel, anything that you see that you wish you had been?
I'm just glad we have people like Lloyd around.
Thanks.
No, I feel like I am definitely on the receiving end, where I look at something and I go, oh, that's genius, I'm just going to use it. Do I wish I had created it? No, because it's not my field. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's really nice to have literally people like him that creates all these tools and then hand them over and we'll use them, right?
Awesome. So Lloyd, anything you wish you had created?
The hard part for us is because we're often the first in a lot of different industries, because we'll be smashing music and live performance and art together and see what we come up with. So I have the pleasure and the honor of being able to kind of, especially with the company, we can swing it any way we decide to go. So I don't know that there's any one thing I wish we had gotten to done first, but there are things I wish we did sooner. We're working on a really big, massive multiplayer environment where it's been about 2 years in development, where anybody can go in and do anything and have parties and hang out and do fun stuff and creative art and music and mixing all that together. And I wish in hindsight that we had gotten to that a little bit sooner. If we did it a year sooner, we would have been a lot further along, and I would have liked to have seen that. But I think being on the cutting edge, being one of the first, doesn't always mean you're going to be the best. Quite often, the companies that come second, third, or fourth are the ones who have the real innovation. You have an idea, creativity, you try it, you put it out there, you see how people do, and you're like, this is so exciting. But then somebody comes by and they're like, actually, if you change this and this and this, you're going to go from 90% to 99% adoption rate, or those little things that somebody catches later on and figures out how to innovate even further along. And I think finance is a good example of that, or kitchens. I used to write my schedules for my team by hand every day, and I understand that pain, because you're sitting there trying to figure out, how do I put 25 people on a schedule and make sure that the amount of money coming in is going to offset the costs, and all that stuff that analytics and stuff can help reduce the work on.
Or people signing in and out, right?
Yeah.
By hand, and then you hand it over to the accountant, and just a nightmare, right?
Exactly, yeah. And so, yeah, I don't know what I would do first, but I would probably have done some things sooner if I had the choice, I guess.
Great. You've got a wide-ranging background. You mentioned earlier you have a Bachelor in Fine Arts. You owned a beach bar in Brazil. Really interesting. And you're an avid backcountry enthusiast, right? So, and now you work on people at Neo, a fintech company. Do you have any thoughts? Do you have any recommendations for someone who's new to the community on how they can leverage their background in joining the community or joining a company like Neo?
Yeah, I think I love the question, because I think that we can often think that, well, you need to have a certain background or a certain degree, or what. I mean, if you're a software developer, yes, you need to be able to code and all of that, of course, but even there's people who have learned that different ways. So I just really don't limit yourself and think, well, I can't do that because I don't have this specific background. I don't come from a specific background in HR per se. I mean, I spent a lot of my time in my career and developing that. Honestly, I would say just like networking is so important. Get out, talk to people about what they do, what excites them, see if there's a parallel there, a connection. And also, like, don't be afraid of taking on maybe like a little bit of a step back than to move into something else or a parallel move. I think sometimes we're always looking for the next thing or the next something that's going to be the step up. But honestly, there's so many different types of roles out there, and putting titles aside, find what interests you, find what makes you want to get out of bed every day and get up and go do something. Find a company you're excited about in terms of their vision and mission, and don't be limited by that. You know, at NEO, we're very open to different backgrounds. We have a lot of people that will move between different areas of the business too, and I think more companies are moving that direction, where if you're in, say, like a customer service role, but you really have an interest in marketing and you can learn along the way, and maybe you can transition into marketing. So just don't be limited by that, and talk to people about what they do, because there's so many different aspects of tech. You know, before I joined the tech industry, I just thought it was like software developers. I didn't realize there's like, you know, the product and the marketing and lifecycle marketing and growth, and you know, we're doing this whole reward system. So obviously our partnerships is a big side of it too. So there's so many different aspects within tech that I didn't even know exist. So for anyone who's new and getting into it, talk to people about what they do, and just don't be afraid to ask a question that you think is a silly question, because I know I didn't know a lot about it. I think sometimes as women too, sometimes we want to have every single thing. If we don't qualify for everything that's in the role, we won't apply. And I would say if you meet like 50%, 70% of what's in there, just go apply, put your name in there, because you know, you just never know.
Adora, I see you nodding a lot during Hillary's answer. Any thoughts?
I definitely agree with the, you know, if you have 50%, like, try. It doesn't harm anybody to apply for the job or to ask a question. I think, quite frankly, what's beautiful about creativity and innovation is that we don't know. Mm-hmm. And our society has been very harsh on people when they've been ignorant in past and at the moment. But I also think that everybody's ignorant of something, and we should really embrace that, so we can learn, so we can ask the questions, so we can find out. So I'm going to be applying some places, but I think it's a great piece of information for anybody, really, is to like try, fail, and keep trying, because that's how we've really innovated. That's how the world evolves, is to jump in, and I do so with both feet.
For someone who is looking to get into your industry, you know, gaming, animation, those things, what are your suggestions?
Yeah, and I think everybody said it really well, so I'll kind of carry on what they were saying, but I'm self-taught. I didn't go to formal school. I'm not formally educated in most ways. I am a little bit indirectly because of my career path taking me there, but not by, I got there by people trusting me and giving me a chance. And I remember the first company to hire me into an office. I was a construction worker with a background in cooking for a long time, and that first company to give you that chance, and that accelerated my entire career. And if I didn't think I could do it, which a lot of people don't, because you're taught that you can't do these things, because you don't qualify, you're missing this, you're missing that. And if I had let that hold me back, I would have never applied, and it would have changed my entire trajectory. And I think the other thing to mention on that is talking about fear of failure is one of the things that we champion at our company, and there's a great talk from a guy named Mick Gordon who does this, goes into this way more than I do, but we put courage in front of confidence. So courage is doing something you've never done before and not being afraid to fail. You need a company that's going to support you in that path. Confidence is doing the same thing over and over, every day, every year, over and over again. And you're like, I know what I need to sell today because I've done that every day, and this is the path.
So that all leads to a very interesting question now, because the four of you sort of represent this sort of mindset What excites you the most about what you've learned and what you see coming ahead for both your companies and for the city? Do you want to start?
Sure. Well, in terms of what's exciting for, I'll start with what's exciting from a company perspective, I think, and the impacts it's going to have in Calgary and in Winnipeg as well, is we're scaling, and it's creating a lot of roles and jobs for the economy. So I think that that's really great for Canada and really great for Calgary. I think the other thing too is we have our rewards system, so we're partnered with all these businesses, and I think a lot of people want to be able to support Canadian businesses, local businesses, especially after, well, we're not after the pandemic, still during the pandemic, but now that we're hopefully coming out on the other side of it, is that we really we're seeing a lot of people wanting to give back. So I think that ability to be able to support other Canadian local businesses.
Great. Daniel, any thoughts?
I feel like the restaurant industry was flipped upside down, and now that we're coming out of a pandemic, I'm very excited to see. I feel like most of the industry went online, and now it's kind of coming back a little bit, and I think there has to be a balance, because sure, it's nice to order food and eat it at home, but I almost feel like we've forgotten the experience that we have when we go to a restaurant. So I think there has to be a balance there, and I'm very excited to see what that looks like, right? Because there's been an explosion of ghost kitchens, and a lot of restaurants have had to close, unfortunately. But I feel like now that hopefully we're coming out of the pandemic, that's going to be balanced out, and I'm very excited to see it's going to be a complete new scenery from 2 years ago.
With everyone at home, getting back together is all that much more meaningful and effective down the road. And it's the same thing in your industry as well, right? For the patrons of the restaurant industry.
Yeah.
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 Lloyd, any thoughts?
Yeah, and I think you're absolutely right. I think as we come out of the pandemic, the idea of going out to see a comedian, to go out for a fancy meal, it's going to have way more meaning than it did 18 months ago, because you haven't done it in so long, and it's just that power and meaning is really important. And I think for me, it's such a hard question. What's excited me about 18 months, I'd say everybody being home so much has empowered content creators in a big way. And I think for me, that's exciting. I think technology is either really exciting for you or it's really scary for you. And the youth now, not just in Canada, in countries all over the world, have become so empowered and so buried in technology that those fear factors are going away. The technology is getting a little bit easier in some ways. Sometimes there's a lot of apps and tools and things you got to work with, because it's getting focused on individuals and pieces and not giant companies owning everything anymore. And so I think those content creators are getting the ability to have an equal playing field for once. Their voice isn't any louder than Microsoft's on Twitter, unless they're paying for ad space. But the individuals getting power that they didn't have 5 years ago to stand out and push their restaurant in front of somebody who has 100 restaurants, and you can actually compete with them. And I think that's the really exciting part, is we're seeing kind of the creativity of people taking some of that technology back. And I think for me, that's the really exciting part, is seeing that creative rework of everything to do with technology, and that it's evolving and changing and empowering people. So,
Adora, it almost circles back to the very first question that we asked you around engagement. So what do you see is exciting, with what you've experienced in the past 18 months and how this moves forward?
Right, I do think engagement is very exciting, but for me, as a person who was already working from home for years, I was like, oh, look, I have extra things that I can do now. I can reach more people, and I can find more people. For me, that's probably been the most thing that's been exciting, is that I get to see new content creators. I've been baking and selling it. I've been making t-shirts. I'm opening an e-commerce, I'm opening an e-commerce store. I'm gonna start my own personal podcast. I now don't have to go to a place to do that. So yeah, it's totally empowering, but I also think that finding out that we have all these things also means what was the foundation of it before? Why were we doing it before? And because it was all about community, it was all about connection, it was all about empowering ourselves and improving our lives, whether it's by making more money or eating the good foods or creating a room where you get to do what you want regardless of what everybody else says or thinks. You can be the coolest or not coolest person in the room. For me, that is the most exciting part of innovation consistently, because it always happens. No matter what technology is creating, we know that community will be bolstered, empowered, and improve because of it.
Awesome. I want to thank all four of you for your thoughts and perspectives and your candid responses too, just into your personal experiences and things like that. And I think, we're glad to have all of you here as part of the Calgary community and part of the Startup Calgary launch party event. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Justine, for an incredible performance. And what a great conversation. Thank you to Lloyd, Chef Daniel, Adora, and Hillary. We hope you're enjoying the conversation and performances. A reminder to go check out the top 10 startup booths to learn more about some very promising Calgary-based companies working on some innovative things. Voting is now open for the People's Choice Awards. Please go vote for your favorite 2021 launch party startup. At the end of the night, we'll be announcing the People's Choice Award winner as well as the Alumni's Choice winner, voted on by Lunch Party's alumni. These two winners will receive an awesome prize pack with courses and coaching sessions from 321 Growth Academy, a media feature from Livewire, Work Nicer and Assembly co-working space memberships, a coaching session with Harvest, and Good Lawyer membership. Head over to slido.com and enter the code SCLP21 to vote for People's Choice. Now, without further ado, let's welcome our next performer. Dallas Arcan Jr. is an Indigenous entertainer who performed in London at the 2012 Olympics alongside Canadian musician Corb Lund. In 2018, he performed at the Olympics in Korea. He recently returned from performing at a groundbreaking ceremony for the 2020 World's Fair in Dubai. Let's welcome Dallas Arcan Jr.
Greetings. My name is Dallas Arcan Jr. I'm from Alexander Cree Nation. Thank you for letting me perform here today. I have 2 songs to share with you. The first is called A Single Moment, the second, A Cold Wind. Both of these songs are about the missing and murdered Indigenous women and the Highway of Tears. I was involved with the promotional tour supporting the movie Indian Horse. When we arrived in BC, we found ourselves driving on the actual Highway of Tears. While we were in the van, I called Calgary and I asked my producer to email me these songs. And it played as we continued to drive down the highway. And everyone in the vehicle was overcome with emotion. It was such a profound moment. These songs are available on iTunes on my second flute album called Coyote and Raven. When we heard about the mass graves at the residential schools, we started working on another song with the working title, Where Are They Now? As the song A Cold Wind ends, the music will transition into a championship hoop dance. And in my culture, the hoop dance is a healing dance. With the graves found at the residential schools this year, I'm sending all the healing energy I have to give to all the families that were affected by this terrible tragedy.
Over 4,000 women and girls are gone. Think about that. If you gave each one of them a single moment, let's say you honored each one for 1 minute, it would take over 67 hours without stopping.
If you began on Sunday morning at 10 a.m., you would not be finished until Thursday in the middle of the night. It would be around 5 a.m.
At that time, all of those women and girls should have been out of harm's way.
They should have been safe with their loved ones.
But instead, those families are all alone and still grieving, forever missing them with all their heart. There's a cold wind on her face, no troubles on her mind, no expression in her stare. Life had not been kind. Raindrops on her hair, dirt held in her hand, dust in her eyes. Now she's in God's hands. Now they can't hurt her. Now she can't cry. With posters on the streetlights, her memory won't die. It's a dirty little secret, an assault on a life. She was somebody's sister, somebody's child. Somewhere, somehow, we've got to find her. We'd give anything just to find her. Somewhere, somehow, there was a wrong turn down the highway of tears. Nightmares haunt their mothers. That's not justice for their souls. The spirits of their daughters who never came home. It's a never-ending sadness for their families and kin who were left all alone, but they won't give in. Now they can't hurt her. Now it's our turn to cry. With posters on the streetlights, her memory won't die. It's a dirty little secret, an assault on a life. She was somebody's sister. She's somebody's child. Somewhere, somehow, we've got to find her. We'd give anything just to find her. Somewhere, somehow, she took the wrong turn down the highway Somewhere, somehow we're going to find her. We'd give anything, hurry, find her. Somehow, somewhere, she took the wrong turn down the highway of tears. Wind howls against her back, no more troubles on her mind, no expression on her face. Life had not been kind. A prayer on her lips, oh, her face in the sand, dirt in her eyes. Now she's forever in God's hands.
Hi, everyone. My name is Christiana Manzacco. I'm so honored to be here today in my role as the Director of Industry Development with Alberta Enterprise Corporation. At Alberta Enterprise, our mandate is to create access to venture capital for Alberta's technology companies. We do this by investing in venture capital funds that establish a local presence here in Alberta and then seek to invest back into startup companies. We currently manage $350 million and have invested into 22 venture capital funds and 3 angel co-investment funds, the Accelerate Funds 1, 2, and 3. We launched Accelerate Fund 3 with a $15 million investment from Alberta Enterprise, and we're very excited about OSIF's recent $6 million investment announcement to join the fund. This investment will mean even more early stage companies can get funding at a very critical point in their development. Our funds and their partners have now invested more than $703 million back into Alberta tech companies. It is so exciting to see the innovative startups that we're recognizing here today. Thank you all for being part of this community. And thank you also to the pivotal role that Startup Calgary and Platform Calgary play in bringing together a whole new generation of entrepreneurs. We can't wait to follow your journey and to see the impact you will have upon our province and beyond. To help you on that journey, let's hear from the founders who have been there and done it themselves. I'd like to welcome 3 exceptional Launch Party alumni startups and their founders to share their learnings, advice, and their great achievements since they participated in Launch Party not so long ago. These 3 Launch Party companies have reached some very impressive milestones, and we're looking forward to seeing where they go next. So let's hear it from Good Lawyer, AccuSpire, and Athenian.
Hi, I'm Shane Fast. I am the Director Cloud Security at Athenian, and we did Launch Party back in 2016. At Athenian, our biggest goal is to empower paralegals and legal teams to handle the day-to-day work that they do so that they can add more value to their clients. So when you think of paralegal, they have to do a lot of repetitive work. They have a lot of documents to make sure that are very correct and right. And the stakes are always high when it comes to legal. So we help manage all of their entity data, particularly with corporate information, and we automate a lot of the workflows, a lot of the document generation, and all the way from creating reports to filing with government jurisdictions. Being showcased at Launch Party really added a lot of momentum to our idea and to the direction we wanted to head into. So I think it sends an honest signal to everyone who's involved, from your friends to your family to potential investors to people looking to potentially work with down the line, that hey, these guys are serious. They actually want to take and run with it, and they put in all this effort. So that means they're not going to back down. The milestones that we've hit since Launch Party, I would say lots of learning, lots of pivots, but I would say the more meaningful ones, the first time we got a sale, the first time we hit a certain milestone in terms of annual recurring revenue. So, hitting 1 million, then 2.5, and now 5 million annual recurring revenue. Raising our Series A. I'd also say currently, hired just over 80 people on our team now. So all those are pretty awesome milestones. So the changes I've seen that have taken place in Calgary's innovation ecosystem in the last few years, I would say people are very ambitious. They're very hungry to build something cool, to participate. I think it's grown significantly. In fact, just actually a few hours ago, I heard that AWS is actually planning on building a new region in Calgary. So I think that adds a lot of positivity and energy to what's to come. The biggest opportunity in the innovation community, hard to pick just one or two or even just a few. I would say first and foremost, learning and growth. And just the ability to really harness that as an individual for an individual's career. I think, as I've heard before, working 1 year in a startup is like working 5 years in a normal job. But I think even just working in tech in generally, you're vastly accelerated. So the ability to learn, pick up new things, test your skills, I think that those are the biggest opportunities. The advice I like to give founders in general is when you're going to go down this path, understand how serious you have to be in order to succeed. So I'll look at my past and think about, man, would I do it again? And it's always difficult because it took a lot of work, and it took a lot of stress, it took a lot of pain. Understanding yourself well enough to know if that's honestly something you can do. So just being radically honest with yourself. I think the biggest thing people can do is just participate and get out there and meet lots of people and talk about cool things and work on cool things together.
AccuSpire is an AI-assisted job search and analytics software company. What we do is we shorten the amount of time spent in the search process for individuals that are unemployed or underemployed in Canada.
Our vision is to create a future without job search. This is a very bold vision, but I joined the company because I believe that our team can do it. We are working on streamlining the job search process by using some very advanced AI technology and leveraging new advances in cloud computing.
We partner with reemployment and employment-focused organizations in the staffing and recruitment space across Canada to really improve success rates and provide actual trackable reporting on their entire program.
AccuSpire is a very exciting Calgary-based startup. We are currently focused on transforming the job search market. We have a proprietary SaaS solution right now that's already helping a lot of reemployment organizations in the enterprise space. We are using natural language processing, AI technology, and cloud computing to provide almost real-time, instant job search results that are tailored to the individual resume. We also are providing that same service to reemployment organizations where we are taking the job posting and we're going through and automatically categorizing and ranking all of the resumes.
So I would say the biggest benefit of Launch Party is exposure. It puts your name on the map that this is a Calgary startup, and the community really sees an opportunity here to really grow a story, right? So every startup typically is founded with an idea and a vision, and it's a small team. It could be 1, 2, maybe 5 people doing something really bold and taking a really big risk. The opportunity of Launch Party is to put that idea in front of 1,000 people or more, and this could be investors, could be community partners, it could be customers. And that's unparalleled to get that exposure completely free of charge.
Over the last few years, I've actually seen a paradigm shift in Calgary's innovation community. Even just say 3 or 4 years ago, there was a massive focus on oil and gas in the resource sector. And over the last couple of years, I've seen a dramatic shift away from focusing specifically on resources to focusing more on technology. In Calgary, we have a very highly skilled workforce. We have a tremendous amount of infrastructure, and of course, we are nested right in the heart of the pristine Rocky Mountains. And over the last couple of years, I have seen all those factors converge to create what I believe is the perfect breeding ground for the evolving tech hub, which is Calgary.
I think the greatest opportunity for Calgary's innovation community is to inspire the future generation of entrepreneurs. So people that have been sitting on the fence, they have a really great idea, a bold vision for how they want the world to be, but they don't know yet if that can be done in Calgary. And what I think we can do by sharing stories about whether it's AccuSpire or many other startups in the community is saying that, yes, you can build here, you can get support from the ecosystem, you can raise funding locally, and you can achieve everything you want to do in Alberta, in Calgary specifically, right here, right now. And you can be anybody. It doesn't matter what your prior work experience is. It doesn't matter what your background is. You can actually achieve what you want.
Since being selected as a launch party company, AccuSpire has actually achieved a number of milestones. For one, we just closed a $500,000 funding round, which we found very exciting. We've also closed a number of enterprise deals, and we have a number of enterprise deals that are in the process of being closed as well. And we're seeing increasing interest in the product from both job seekers and also from institutions as well.
My advice for the 2021 launch party companies is enjoy the evening. Don't have any expectations coming into it, because you'll probably have something else completely different come out of that experience. Just be open to accepting whatever opportunity comes your way. It could be a prospective customer, a new potential staff member, potentially an investor. It could be someone just really excited about your company and willing to talk to the friends and family about it and say, hey, I've met this really cool startup founder, really exciting about their vision, and I can't wait to see where they go. These are the kinds of things that will happen because of Launch Party.
My name is Brett. I'm one of the co-founders and the CEO of Good Lawyer, and we actually won the Alumni Choice Award in 2020. It was a big milestone for the company. Good Lawyer is a platform that connects startup founders just like you and entrepreneurs across Canada with independent sole practitioners and boutique law firms that offer their services over the platform at upfront rates. And really the whole premise of Good Lawyer was to bring more transparency and friendliness, frankly, to a profession that has been hard to interact with for startup founders and entrepreneurs for far too long. Fundamentally, I'd been thinking about this problem when it came to more accessible legal services for a long time, and the startup just became apparent to me was the right vehicle to try to chase that mission and improve, the way that lawyers offer their services to startups and entrepreneurs, because the traditional model was broken, and I saw that from the inside. Launch Party was a big milestone for us. We were an early stage company at that point in time. It was just me, my co-founders, and a couple friends that were basically working for free. And Launch Party really put us on the map and made it known to a much wider community that Good Lawyer was here to help. And it was a nice feather in the cap too, to be appreciated by the alumni judges that have built some amazing companies right here in Calgary. So when we were selected as the Alumni Choice back in 2020, it was me, my co-founders, and a couple friends that were basically working for free. And we've grown to a team of 25 amazing individuals, mostly in Calgary, but also all over Canada. And we've been able to grow from a little baby startup into something that is making waves in the legal market now. And that's again credit to the Launch Party being a jumping off point, a credibility milestone for us. We are a force now within the legal service market for these early stage entrepreneurs and startup founders who've been looking for something like this. Fundamentally, and we've already seen this with the community in Calgary, it's a strong one, is helping us tell our story. We're on a mission to help startup founders and entrepreneurs succeed on their dreams and reduce that kind of legal barrier that hangs so many up. And so for us, it's really a two-way street. We're trying to help the community succeed, this group of startup founders and entrepreneurs succeed, because their success is our success. At our core, I think it comes down to this idea about transparency. We don't facilitate billable hours over the platform, because in my old context, working at the firm, that led to all these terrible incentives. And by providing upfront transparency to pricing and scope and the lawyer you're selecting, the ability to review, it just changes the dynamic and creates better incentives for everybody involved. The second piece that's incredibly close to our heart is customer experience. And we have an entire legal concierge team dedicated to just that, ensuring that every customer that comes through Good Lawyer to hire a lawyer has that great customer experience. And I can tell you firsthand from working in the firm, that department didn't exist. And the onus was always on the lawyer, and they're always behind, and it just lacked what you expect, in 2021, 2022, when you're hiring a service provider. And our ability to make that easy and build that trust through our legal concierge team and transparent prices is really at our core how we're different. One of the things we've been doing at Good Lawyer is running out a weekly webinar series. We call it the Good Hour, for you to come and sit in for an hour over lunch to listen to me and our chief legal officer talk about common startup challenges when it comes to the world of law, like how to raise money, how to hire the best talent. And we dissect those from our perspective. I come in with my entrepreneur hat on, but really he's got the legal chops. So we're trying to educate these founders as to not view law just as this, terrible burden, but this actual opportunity to grow your business faster and do things that all the big players are doing because they have that access to the legal expertise, because it's important. The number one piece of advice that I would give to founders, and that's the lens that I'm going to take, is the advice that I would give to another founder, in my shoes a couple of years ago. It's harder than you think it's going to ever be, and you have to persevere. And to do that well, you need to surround yourself with people that share your mission and folks that are willing to persevere with you, because it's a long journey. And Launch Party was a big milestone for us, but it was just one along the way, and we're still chasing so many more milestones, and it can feel never ending, but only the brave will survive, and you got to be willing to persevere because it's going to be a long road.
Dallas Arcan Jr. That was incredibly moving and a very, very important message. Thank you for sharing that dancing song with us today. Thank you also to Good Lawyer, AccuSpire, and Athenian for sharing their stories. So cool to hear these founders talking about their startup successes, and really, the school of hard knocks. You got to keep going. I love it. I too am also a proud Launch Party alumni, class of 2017. What I loved most about my experience was the camaraderie that was gained as we were all in the trenches together. Using Startup Launch Party as a launch pad was something that inevitably happened. Since our time at Launch Party in 2017, we've been fortunate to scale across Canada. Today, we're working with incredible partners to bring you fun events, opportunities to play, and to make real social connections. The goal is to use tech to connect you in real life. Learn more at playcityapp.com. Like everyone else, dealing with COVID was a huge challenge, especially when your company's mandate is to connect people in real life. It's almost illegal to meet people for a time there. Luckily, our team rallied and pivoted to support organizations that are looking for a fun way to connect employees while they are remote. COVID also brought an opportunity out of necessity. As entrepreneurs, as was mentioned, especially solo founders, it's really tough to stay steadfast on the hard road of creating something from nothing. It really does take a community to help lift each other up. For this reason, we created Entrepreneurs Anonymous, a member-based organization that connects entrepreneurs with opportunities to safely share tips, challenges, and asks with a focus on mental health. We meet once a week, and this week celebrated our 107th meeting. If you want more information on that, go to e-anon.com. We're going to take a 20-minute break to connect with each other in the networking zone and chat with the top 10 startup teams at their booths. We'll return back at 7:40 p.m. for the ultimate founder game show you do not want to miss, and live award presentations to wrap up the evening. Hope you had a chance to learn a bit more about our top 10 startups, watch their startup stories, and chat with them in their networking booth. Don't forget to cast your vote for the People's Choice Award. Head over to slido.com and enter the code SCLP21. Up next, some founders are going to battle it out and put their skills on display on the Taboo game show. Get to play along and throw your guesses into the chat. Let's go.
Okay, welcome everyone to Taboo Launch Party Edition. I'm your host, David Cree, one of the advisors at Platform Calgary. And why don't we start by introducing a couple of our contestants. Chris, why don't you start today?
Hi everyone, my name is Chris and I'm one of the co-founders of a startup called Neo Financial. And Neo Financial is a tech company trying to improve financial services for all Canadians. We have offices here in Calgary and in Winnipeg, and we'd love to have you as a customer, or we're hiring like crazy. So if anyone out there is looking for work, check out our website.
Great. And Maggie, tell us about yourself.
Hello, my name is Maggie and I'm one of the co-founders of Jam. Jam is an impact technology startup that cares about helping people and companies better understand their information so that they can be more sustainable.
Okay, so we're here to play Taboo. You guys know the game. You know, let's go over a couple of the rules so we're all clear about how this is going to go. It looks really easy, much harder than what you think. The goal is to get your teammate to guess the word that you're describing without using any of the words that are on the list below the top word. You're going to describe that word at the top without using any actions or sounds. You can still use your voice to tell the word, however. Each player can pass a word 2 times, all right? You may find this valuable. The time is set to 1 minute, and when it runs out, your time is up. And let's talk about what you get to win. The team with the most right words, of course, gets bragging rights, which is pretty good around our neighborhood of the woods right now. And also you get a $200 donation to the charity of your choice. Worth playing for?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Absolutely. All right, you guys ready to get started?
Yeah.
Great. As soon as I push this slide over to the next word, what's going to happen is the timer's going to start. You've got that 1 minute to go.
Okay, this is not Monday, not Tuesday.
It's Wednesday.
No.
It's a weekday.
It's not Friday. It's not Saturday. You use it for work. You may write software, and all around the world, users can use that software using this technology.
Cloud-based computing, AWS, Amazon Web Services.
How about this? You plug a bunch of Ethernet cables together or Wi-Fi, and it creates a
Wi-Fi network.
How about this? You go to an event and you meet.
We got it. She said network.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to call time. My timer actually didn't go, so I know we're past a minute.
That means we win.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you guys are ready to go? You switch spots?
Yeah.
You ready to ask the questions?
Yeah.
Okay. As soon as I switch this slide, the timer's going to start, and you have 1 minute.
Oh, okay, so you go okay, so there's different modes of transportation that are green and better for the environment. That's not a car. There's
train, sea train, a bicycle.
It's like that, but
cycling,
less.
A skateboard,
No.
Walking.
No, you have to balance on it. You have to go back and forth. It's
skis.
It's like the
snowboard.
Oh no,
scooter.
People juggle with it. And when you go somewhere with entertainment, there's people juggling. No, it's a rotation. There's a rotation. There's rubber on it, and there's only one thing.
One wheel.
Close. It's a transportation related to that. What you just said.
Unicycle.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, it has something to do with money. You have a lot of it in your pocket. You barely use it. It's not the little one that nobody makes anymore. It's silver looking.
Coins.
Yeah, it's like that, but
penny,
no,
penny,
less,
quarter,
less.
nickel, dime.
Nickel. He said it first before I said it though. So.
All right, we're gonna let that one go.
Judges.
We're letting it through. You're right on time.
All right.
Perfect.
We got a couple.
Awesome. Great job. Thanks for playing.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Good job. Okay.
All right. Awesome. So we have 2 new contestants. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves for us in the audience here?
I'm Chantel, the founder of Tiller Digital, and we're a creative agency for tech and software companies. And we're hiring right now, so if you're looking for a cool job in the tech ecosystem, please check us out, Tiller.
My name is Jade Alberts, the founder of Peer Guidance. We're a purpose before profit group that helps entrepreneurs. I'm also an entrepreneur myself, angel investor that have exited businesses, and I'm excited to be here at the launch party.
Awesome. We're excited. We're excited to start. You guys ready for this?
I think so.
You're familiar with the rules and all that? You're good?
Yeah.
All right. So what's going to happen is I'm going to flip over this slide, and as soon as I do, the timer starts. You'll be on the hook. Just get on your answers.
All right.
All right.
A gaming system, a brand of gaming system.
Nintendo.
Other one.
PS2.
Next one.
PlayStation, Xbox.
Xbox.
Oh, okay, you got it.
Well, oh my goodness. When you are right in the universe is in the core is the
Earth.
Yeah.
Solar system.
Right in the heart of the Earth is
the core of the Earth.
Not left wing, right wing, but
not left wing, right wing.
Hockey, left wing, right wing, and
center.
There we go. You use this for your work.
Laptop.
To put things on the web when you take
server, email.
Time. Camera.
Oh.
Good job.
This is harder than it looks. I mean, it looks hard, but it's hard. Yeah.
All right. As soon as this slide flips, we're going to start the timer. Are you ready?
Absolutely.
All right.
Okay. Angel.
Investor. Investment.
Yes. Opposite of king.
Queen.
Yeah.
Oh, and
water.
Wet.
Big water.
Ship.
Animal, but not really.
Alligator.
Scary.
Shark.
Big mouth. The water coming out of the top of the animal.
Whale.
Good job.
Something. Opposite of something.
Other thing.
Absence.
Present.
The absence. There's
time. Nothing. Couple of new contestants for you. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves for the audience? Serene, start.
Hi, I'm Serene. I am the founder of Pixel Tree. We're an organization here in Calgary that is committed to helping startup founders to build their tech. So we do a lot of education of startup founders. We also hire a lot of juniors who are fresh out of school and train and mentor them to grow and thrive in our community.
Great. Awesome. And Zachary.
Hi, my name is Zachary Shampoo. I am a vegan animal rights activist. I am the founder of Passion Oat. We are making powdered oat milk products to take cows out of the equation.
Great. Awesome. Okay. Are you guys ready to get on with the game?
Absolutely,
Familiar
yes.
with all the rules and good to go.
Ready to rock.
So as soon as I change this slide, this timer's going to start. Zachary, you're going to be on the hook here.
Understood.
Okay. Go.
So this is something you do when you want to no longer work. You want to
retire?
More temporary than that. Just for a
Sabbatical.
moment. You might decide to...
Sabbatical? Oh, holiday? Vacation?
Just for a moment.
Break?
Yep, just like that. You might want to R&R.
A trip. A trip.
R&R. Pass. So this is a delicious thing that grows in the ground. Bugs Bunny like to eat them.
Carrots.
Good job.
So you are one of these for your business.
Founder.
No, and
I don't eat these, but you might in the morning. They come from chickens.
Eggs?
Yep, but how would you make it?
Omelets?
Yep.
Good job.
If you're in school and you want to
Time. Great job, Zach.
What was the second? What was the first one?
Relax.
Oh yeah, I don't do that.
Serene, are you ready to get started?
As ready as I can be.
Timer ready? Let's go.
It is a collection of the meanings of various terms.
Dictionary?
Great job. Got it.
This is something that you develop to determine how much money
Cap
you're
table?
going to spend.
Time.
Budget.
Oh, that was close.
I think I was in there.
I think we're right on the money, so we're gonna let that one go. All right, as soon as this slide changes, the timer's gonna start. You ready to go?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. It's the price of something, the cost of something. When you have a startup, you try and create this for your customer.
Value? Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Guess.
Good job.
Thank you.
Happens once a year. You're born on this. Okay. You have it in your. You carry it with you every day. It's something that.
Phone.
Yes, but it's mobile.
Cell phone.
Yes. Good job.
Okay. I have this on right now. It's an item of clothing. It has a collar.
Shirt.
Time. Oh, you got it. You got it. Yeah. Good
Nice.
job.
You got
Great.
3. That's
Awesome.
amazing.
Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna start the timer as soon as this slide changes. Ready?
Oh, so you work in this. You are a product. Oh, oops, sorry, my bad. Where do you have to go after this?
To an office, to work.
Yes. Good job.
I want to go look at outside at night.
Stars, aurora.
What do you use to look at that?
Telescope.
Good job.
I can't point at stuff. It's not water. It's so high in sugar.
Soda, energy drinks.
Good
pop.
job.
Okay.
What's that thing on? Or no, actually no, I can't do that. You like to give these out as promotional items. They're so cheap to make.
Pens, pencil.
No, they go on things. Visual.
Cap.
Adhesives.
Post-it notes.
Time. Great job.
What was it?
Stickers.
Stickers. Oh yeah, stickers.
That was a really good round. Good job. Are you ready to start again?
I'm ready.
All right.
Well, this is something that you tell, and it's a big
Story.
Yes,
Vision.
another word. It's a fairy tale type thing. You in the morning you put jam on it.
Toast. Bread.
Yep. Oh, this is something that's very. Oh my goodness! Like when you ship it, it puts a big red sticker on it. It's you don't want it to get
FedEx
damaged.
Box. FedEx. Fragile.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, it's a brand of a car with a
Time.
V and a W.
Time.
Volkswagen.
Are you ready for your next round?
Yeah. We are more than ready.
Ready, go.
Old machine that you put something into and
Printer.
then you watch on a TV back in the day.
VHS. VCR.
The machine, and you stick something into it. What's the thing you stick in?
Video recorder, the cassette tape, cassette, VHS, beta,
For like
CD player,
a
DVD.
Yep. You use this when you buy things.
credit card,
Yes.
money,
Food, and you pick it up
sushi,
at an establishment that serves food.
Restaurant.
You take it. Oh! So close. This.
Platform.
You're in a
hall.
Time.
Building. So close, yet so far.
Good job.
That was
Great
fun.
job.
Now I just want to keep playing. But
Zachary, ready for round 2?
Ready.
Timer ready? Start.
This is how you find out where you're going if you're lost in the woods.
A compass.
Good job.
I have these on my clothes right now.
No.
Oh shoot. This is a version of on your computer. Pass. When you have complete. Oh my god. It's the opposite of cologne.
What?
Cologne for girls.
Oh, perfume.
Good job.
This guy was
Time. Good job. Timer ready? Let's start.
It is a vehicle that is the first responder to the scene.
Ambulance.
No.
Police car. Fire truck.
Good job.
The most common spice that's not a spice.
Pepper. Salt.
Great job.
It makes sounds with strings.
Guitar.
Great job. Time.
Oh.
That's pretty good.
Okay, are you guys ready for the results?
Yeah.
The suspense must be just killing you at this point. And so let's get started. The third runner-up with 8 points, only 1 point behind the second runner-up team. And we also know that as the first losers would be Chantal and Jake. And at 9 points coming in as second runners-up would be Maggie and Chris. Which makes our winners with 14 points. Serene and Zach. Great job, you guys. It was so much fun playing Taboo tonight with you guys. Let's go back to the fees at launch party.
Thank you to all the founders for playing and being such good sports. For those of you that don't know, that was Dave Cree behind that beard. That's what it looks like. As winners of the game, Serene and Zachary have decided to make a donation to Lucky Ones Farm Sanctuary, whose mission is if people fall in love with animals and aspire more to go vegan. We'll be donating $200 on their behalf. Before we get into another performance, please remember to vote for People's Choice. Voting will close in about 20 minutes, so this is your last chance to vote. Head over to slido.com and enter the code SCLP21. Up next, we're going to hear from Amy Heff, a local musician splitting her time between LA and Calgary. Amy has toured with Ace of Base and has opened for top charting acts like Metric, Biff Naked, and Everclear. In recent years, Heff has won multiple awards, including Female Artist of the Year 2017 and Pop Recording of the Year 2019 at the YYC Music Awards. Let's welcome Amy Heff.
Hey, what's up? My name's Amy Heff. Welcome to the launch party for Startup Calgary. I recently just wrote this song. It's I wrote a song for my dad for his birthday. He's always been my biggest champion, and it's one of my favorite songs I've ever written, so I want to share it with you. Here it goes like this. It's called Daddy's Girl. I'm just a girl in some small town, 12 years old, and there's no doubt videos on my VCR. I'm comfortable in my own skin. I'm just a kid that could use a win. Then my dad bought my first guitar. Daddy used to hold me in his arms, don't I never get old. Yeah, I'm lucky, I know I'm lucky that I'm my daddy's little girl. I remember when my daddy used to
I know I'm lucky that I'm my daddy's little girl. He raised me up in a Christian home, full of love. I knew mine didn't fit the mold. Try to hide what I felt, did not let you down. Fast forward to my wedding day, to the girl I love, even though it's different in your day. You chose me and came anyway. I remember when my daddy used to hold me in his arms, all I'll never get old. Yeah, I'm lucky, I know I'm lucky that I'm my daddy's little girl. I remember when my daddy used to say little things that chase my fears away. Yeah, I'm lucky, I know I'm lucky that I'm my daddy's little girl. In case you wonder if I've been loved the way I should, you set the standards so damn high, so trust me, I'm good. Daddy's little girl. Oh yeah. I remember when my daddy used to hold me in his arms, all I'll never get old. Yeah, I'm lucky, I know I'm lucky that I'm my daddy's little girl. I remember when my daddy used to say the little things that chase my fears away. Yeah, I'm lucky, thank God I'm lucky that I'm my daddy's little girl. Thank you all so much. Have a great time. My name's Amy Heff. Cheers.
Amy, that was incredible. Love that performance. We're going to take another networking break and come back to hear the final votes for People's Choice. It's time, folks. The polls are almost going to close, so get in there. Thank you all for your votes. Keep going. Welcome back, everyone. It's time. The polls are now closed for the People's Choice Award. Thank you all for your votes. It is time to see who our winners are. First, I'm going to invite to the stage Carrie Houston, founder and CEO of 321 Growth Academy, to present the winner of the Alumni's Choice Award.
Hi there. I'm Carrie Houston, if we haven't met yet, and I'm with 321 Growth Academy. And we're on a mission to help founders and their team members learn those key skills that they need to grow and scale their companies. We're actually pretty excited. This week is our fifth anniversary at 321 Growth Academy. So check us out on social at 321 Growth to check out some of our great prizes that we're giving away to thank our community for 5 years of support. I'm really excited to be here to present the Alumni Choice Award. It's being presented tonight to a company that is not only innovative, but is also quickly growing startup. And this lucky startup will receive a host of prizes, including 1 seat in 321's very own Lean Sales course and our Growth Marketing course, which together is a value of about $3,000, a coaching session and a $1,000 credit for programming with Harvest, media feature with Livewire, 6-month membership at Work Nicer, a pro annual membership from our friends at Good Lawyer, and a 6-month dedicated desk at Assembly. So that's pretty exciting. So the winner of tonight's Alumni Choice Award is a company that I've known for a few years, and it's been really exciting to see them progress over the last few years and make their way through these really tough times during COVID. So let's put our hands together and thank and congratulate Alicia and Joel of SOS Web AR. If you haven't already, be sure to visit them at their booth and learn more about their immersive augmented reality using a browser rather than app. They'll be able to tell you all about it and their plans for the future. So big congratulations, guys, and we'll look forward to learning more about what you're up to next year.
Congratulations to my good friends Joel and Alicia at SOS Web AR. You're you're taking home a pretty amazing package, perfect for your growing startup. Next, I'd like to welcome Carrie Damon, Executive Director of the Hunter Hub for Entrepreneurial Thinking, to announce the winner of the People's Choice Award.
Good evening. I'm delighted to be here to present the People's Choice Award on behalf of the University of Calgary. The Hunter Hub for Entrepreneurial Thinking is a central community space for the University of Calgary and our many different innovation organizations. Our vision is to use entrepreneurial thinking to transform lives and economies. So not only do we want to cultivate and support the next generation of entrepreneurial thinkers who could be in the next top 10, but we're also looking to cultivate the entrepreneurial talent that the companies in Calgary and Alberta and beyond need. We work alongside W21C, Innovate Calgary, CDL Rockies, and the many other innovation organizations to achieve the University of Calgary's vision to be the most entrepreneurial university in Canada. And we actually had a really fun year, and I want to that end, and I want to just share a couple highlights, knowing that there was a lot more going on and my time is short. For the first time ever, we were #1 in research-based startups across Canada. This is usually reserved for the University of Toronto or the University of Waterloo, so super congratulations to the University of Calgary's research community for this tremendous achievement. We also launched the largest university-based venture fund in Canada through Innovate Calgary's USeed, which had 4 different funds with about 17 investments and is looking to grow in the future. The Hunter Hub also made a major play on the national stage and launched something called Experience Ventures, which is an innovative work-integrated learning program where its pilot will see 2,000 students be placed in innovation organizations from SFU in Vancouver to Memorial University in St. John's. So 9 partners nationally on that. And ideally, that will be able to support local innovation programs as well. And lastly, but not least, Haskell launched a really cool program with the 51, the Financial Feminism Investing Lab, which strangely enough, I was in St. John's and met somebody who attended it, so it is also out to Memorial. And engineering, Schulich School of Engineering, also doing amazing things, creating an amazing maker multiplex and embedding entrepreneurial thinking for all the engineers to take throughout their program. So pretty exciting times at the University of Calgary, and we're really delighted to be here and contribute to Calgary's innovation ecosystem as part of Innovation Week. So now it's time to announce the People's Choice Award. And similar to Carrie, the winner receives quite an awesome package. 2 one-to-one coaching sessions with 321 Growth Academy, a media feature with Livewire, a 6-month membership at Work Nicer, a Good Lawyer Pro annual membership, and a 6-month dedicated desk at Assembly. And without further ado, I'd like to announce that this year's People's Choice winner is Tenet Ventures. Please join me in congratulating them. So they will be in the top 10 startups area and looking to connect with you after this event.
Congratulations, well done. Thank you for joining us tonight. That wraps up the main stage programming for this evening. Please stick around for the opportunity to network, connect, and congratulate the top 10 startups. The platform will remain open until 9:30 p.m. A big shout out to our sponsors for supporting Launch Party, Funders Dinner sponsors, KPMG, Liftoff sponsors, the University of Calgary, Ignite sponsors, 321 Growth Academy, Alberta Enterprise, Harvest, Spark sponsors, Good Lawyer, Work Nicer, Assembly Co-working, Storytelling supporters, Livewire, Bamboo Shoots. Shout out to the PM Gigs for connecting us to their marvelous performance today, Bamboo Shoots, Derek Orr and Spark Events for supporting us with making this virtual event a huge success. That's it for me. Just a reminder, feel free to network until 9:30 p.m. We'll see you later. Good night.